Field stabilized. Intaro Adun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster, today on Colosseum, which makes it an older replay. If you are sneaky and you know this map, it's going to be Flash and Best. From a 1.16 replay, top left, it is Best. Bottom right, it is a Flash. We have Fantasy watching, one of the better Terran players in the history of StarCraft, but not the best Terran player because that is Flash, man. It is Colosseum. I love desert tile set maps. We need more of them. In my opinion, it takes me back to the days when it was 1998. It was the day StarCraft Brood War was released. I bought it, I installed it, and oh my goodness, desert tile set in StarCraft Brood War. What a new change. What a nice mix-up from the last 6 months of jungle tile sets and all that stuff. Ice tile sets were also introduced, as well as Twilight tile sets for map creators. And it just takes me back to those days, so it makes me happy, I think. Nothing too crazy. The psychology of Falcon Paladin. We've got ourselves a wall off here from Flash with a supply depot. We have no such wall off here from the Protoss player because Marines will come by and shoot it down. Probe scouting with the probe. Well, how do you probe scout without a probe is my question. Checking for proxies first. He knows it's Flash, and Flash's proxies are very, very deadly. He says, okay, no barracks coming up here, no SCV coming up here either. So we're going to scout the short rush distances, which just mean bottom left. This Sunken's here to help hatcheries get enough creep here so that you can go ahead and throw down a Sunken if you're defending the choke as a Zerg player, but there is not a Zerg player in this replay. So maybe we will see somebody, or maybe both of them, kill the neutral Sunken in order to help them wall off. We've got gas on the way. No 2 racks opening here from Flash, just playing it straight. Factory opening and then expanding. We do have a nice expansion right here. Look at this. Expanding right here. It's an island. It's a nice high island. Only access from inside your main base. Ah, so good. So happy. This probe says, all right, so I know where the Terran player is, but can we get through? No, it's a hard wall. Excellent wall by Flash. No real surprise there. Oh, it's a Nexus first here from Best. Nexus firsting in 20. Wow, whatever. Like 2008? Patch 1.16 was like 2008, man. It's more popular these days, but wow, back then? Best, did you popularize this build? Nexus first into a gate, into an assimilator. He saw the cross spawn, and Artosis once said, cross spawn Nexus first from our Protoss is a guaranteed win over a Terran player. So we'll see if that applies to Flash here today. Marine chasing the probe around. SCV saying, is there gonna be a proxy of any kind? No? Okay, good. Just checking. Oh my goodness. Second base already warping in. Best economic advantage du jour here. Economic advantage. So clean and clear right now. All right, let's see it. Let's see you take advantage of this economic advantage. Oh, I rhymed advantage with advantage, huh? That doesn't even count. I'm trying to be sneaky and clever here, but nope. Machine Shop, I think it's going to be Spider Mines, the first upgrade for our guy Flash. We've got Cybernetics Core coming in. Range is the first upgrade of Protoss every single time in PvT because range from Dragoons helps to kill tanks, helps to kill Marines, helps to kill Spider Mines. Just, it's good all the way across the board and all around the merry-go-round. Woo! So, expanding his Flash, safe and sound here as always, but he's way behind the Protoss in number of bases. 22 probes to 20 SCVs. Best, again, one of the best players in the last 20 years, especially for Protoss, and Flash is the best player in the last 20 years, especially for Terran. Siege mode. Okay, first research is siege mode from Flash. First research for the Protoss, not a surprise. Singularity charge. Say it with me, folks. It's a singularity charge. Second gas already on the way. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is going to be a carrier opening, though. Marine says, I still don't know where the Protoss is. Down here? No? All right, very good. I don't know why you had to scout that deep to see there's no Protoss, but just making sure. Just making sure. What was that Marine? Whew. Armory. Preparing for upgrades. We've got a Citadel of Adun and the natural base from Best. We've got speed on the way. We've got a pylon helping to not be supply blocked. And yeah, defensive opening here. Ah, there we go. Killing the neutral sunken to get rid of this creep. And there it is. And this Marine is dead. He sees 4 Dragoons, but he doesn't see anything else. He doesn't know if it's going to be a Stargate opening. He doesn't know if it's going to be a robotics facility opening. Citadel of Adun finishing up. We've got maybe DTs. Maybe a DT drop here off of a Nexus first from Best. Oh, how filthy would that be? I'm loving it. I'm loving it a lot. This is a very fast Templar Archives. I don't think this is Storm. I think this is DTs. I think it's going to be a DT drop inside the main base of Flash faster than he was expecting. He does not know it was a Nexus first. He doesn't. 4 Dragoons could be the sign of a, 2-gate opening into a Nexus, 1-gate opening into a Nexus. A lot of builds feature 4 Dragoons at this stage of the game. He doesn't know he's down 40 to 34 workers. And this is the RNG. This is the RNG in StarCraft. Getting away with a Nexus first? Yeah, so look at this. 2 DTs, ba-ba-bam. 2 Zeratools coming in. And also a shuttle on the way. Just trying to get in the front door with DTs against somebody like Flash. Look, it's tanks and a missile turret. Interesting. We've got tanks and missile turrets in the natural base. We've got missile turrets in the main base here. We do have a couple tanks as well. So I think he is properly defensed here against a DT drop or a Reaver drop. You can prepare for both of those. We have a Stargate. Warp it in. We have an observatory as well. When's Best third base? When's it going to show up? Right here? When is it going to show up? I'm going to say when the DT drop shows up, just so we can distract Flash. Starport being constructed inside the main base by Flash. And this is Stargate, man. If we see a fleet beacon, maybe we're just going to see an Arbiter or Tribunal. Maybe it's going to be Arbiters. So we already have the Templar Archives really fast. It's going to be a 2-base Arbiter opening. Probe, scouting, seeing are there any Marines here, any weird Vultures, any Spider Mines. I guess we wouldn't know. But walling off against Vultures anyway. And these Dragoons are protecting against Vultures as well. Third base, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Still, Flash is in the dark. He knows there's a shuttle here, and he knows there's a DT. And bam, 4 hits to kill a Goliath. There we go, getting the Goliath, seeing the missile turret. It's like, okay, is this out of range? Yes, it's out of range. Let's go ahead and get just guaranteed damage. Nothing big, but just maybe take down a supply depot, hope to supply block Flash here. And yes, we do supply block him. Right there, 68. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was going to say canceling a +1 armor. No. +1 armor is complete here. 2 shots for a Dark Templar and still not done. Excellent job, Dan, the Dark Templar man. Where's the second one? Why is there a probe here? Maybe a proxy of some kind. There it is. Arbiter Tribunal. Arbiter on the way. He is... Yeah, there you go. He was a little bit supply blocked there. Ouch. But yeah, 3 base to 2 base. Best is in control of this game. And still, I guess this probe is just a scout to see when the third base for Terran shows up. Just a weird time for a proxy at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Stasis, first upgrade for the Arbiters. Excellent job using Stasis to cut the tanks in half. The tank number in half here makes it so much easier to deal with tanks, with Zealots and Dragoons. And Psystorm, cut it in half. Bam, kill everything, and then wait for the Stasis to wear off, and then bam, kill the other half. I like it. Big, big, big fan. And here we go. Third base from Flash. The probe saw it before he died. DT kind of sharking around, seeing if there are any troop movements coming out. There are not. But there we go. 3 basing Terran against Protoss. So dangerous. But look, we've already got Stasis wrapped up here. We have Speed wrapping up here. We've got spider mines being researched. We just have everything here for a truly good PvT from these two players. I'm liking it. Hit that like button if you're excited to see who's going to come out on top here. I think, again, the economic advantage from that Nexus first is propelling Best to a win, but it is Flash we're talking about. He could turn this around in a jiffy. 4th Nexus and a minerals only here. I don't see many people do this on Colosseum, but Best is marching to the beat of his own drum. Let's see. Fantasy's vision down, scanning the main base, seeing no sign of anything weird. Just gates, just an observatory. He doesn't see the Arbiter Tribunal. Recall is on the way after stasis, continually making Arbiters. A lot of energy required to do what you need with an Arbiter. And yes, EMP effectively changes Arbiters into a paperweight. Vultures say, hey, you are not safe out here, probes. What would you think you were safe? The cannons are not done. And there we go. All of these Vultures are going to die, but they got a couple probes here. 67 SCVs to 52 probes, dude. Just ahead on all counts here by Flash. Again, macro is insane. Micro is insane. Why is Flash the most famous esports player of all time? Because of that. Because of stuff like that, man. Scanning, seeing. Still doesn't see the Arbiter here, though. Doesn't see that a Tribunal. So Best is ahead in army supply pretty heavily right now. We've got ourselves 0 upgrades. Interesting stuff. The mech has 2-2. Oh boy, 0 upgrades versus 2-2. But again, we've got about a 30 or 40 army supply advantage from Best. Just charging in. Let's see what we can do with this here. Says Best. EMP is not quite done. He does see the Arbiter. Duh. He sees the cloaked units. Best pulls back out. We are scanning. We are scanning. And we are dropping here at the natural base. Oh no. We're dropping, I guess, yeah, a siege tank. Forcing a full evacuation of the probes. Just with 1 siege tank, man. That's all it is. Oh, and a couple vultures, I guess. And laying spider mines. And, oh, the Arbiter shows up. And we pick up and head out. Arbiters take a long time to kill tanks. And a long time to kill vultures, even. They are so squishy. But, man, vulture attack is so slow and so weak. But I guess that's enough. The dropship says, all right. Let's go ahead and try to drop inside the main base. Or drop in another place in the natural base here. Dude, this army is all over the place. There we go. 3 kills for the siege tank. Setting up in range of a cannon. But the cannon is dead thanks to Mr. Siege Tank here. Dude, pulling the whole army back to deal with this 1 siege tank and 2 vultures? Why? Wow, clearing out the spider mines. It's 71 to 58 supply here. Or supply. Worker advantage from Flash. And look at this. The whole army inside the main base for some reason. Down the left side, another expansion from Best. So we've got a 3 basing Flash. We've got a 5 basing, almost 5 basing Best here. But Flash still leads in workers. There we go. Pinning these vultures across the way here, right up against the rocks. Vulture scouting and seeing. Maybe he's going to see the 5th base. No. Yeah, we still have about a 40 supply advantage in army value. And now we have a +1 attack at least. But no armor. Vultures trying to take down a cannon. Not quite good enough yet. We have +2, but not +3, and not enough vultures to do that. Come on, Best. You could do it. You can attack. He's waiting for the move out, I think. He's waiting for the move out. He's waiting for an expansion. And then he's going to try to deny it, maybe. We do have a recall. Couldn't quite kill the Arbiter. 4 hit points. And then a recall in the main base. Dude, 4 HP Arbiter. Making a recall in the main base from Best. I guess we're focusing the starport here. Fair enough. We've got Zealots and Dragoons working on these vultures that have responding. And, wow, these tanks are right in position. And everything is dead. The starport is burning down, but it can be repaired. We've got 3 more Zealots to worry about. Right-clicking on the starport. 90 HP. And the shuttle dies as well. Repairing it because it's Flash, because we need as many science vessels as we can get here, especially with EMP, to counter these Arbiters. And yeah, I don't think that was worth. I don't think that was worth it. 1 supply depot down, maybe a couple vultures. Almost a starport. Ugh. Again, I continue to think that recalls inside the main base in PvT are not a good idea. EMPing the Arbiters! Oh, fancy paperweights! That supply is just in the garbage right now. The cost is in the garbage. Oh, dude, Arbiter with 9 energy. What can you do? We can cloak. Oh, look, science vessels and like infinite scan. Oh, man. All right, army advantage right now to Flash. It was 40 army advantage here for Best, but with those Arbiters not able to get off stasises and throwing away so much supply of army in the main base, I think Flash is ahead and does, wow. I just feel like that's a mistake here. Excellent play from Flash, but recalling inside the main base, and then Arbiters coming up from an angle where science vessels could take them down. Just not good. 3-3 at 15 minutes. Sub 16 minutes from Flash. 4th base here. Dragoons trying to harass it a little bit. Couple of Zealots. All right. I like this move, but dude, you are down 50 supply to Flash. Never a great thing. Expanding down here as well. And it's a tap out by Best. He saw the writing on the wall. He's just just a ridiculous showing there. I mean, we're talking crazy showing, man. Like, what a ridiculous play there from Flash. Are we surprised? No. But Best was there, dude. He was there. He was Nexus Firstin. He was ready to rock. He recalled inside the main base, lost like 15 Dragoons and like 10 Zealots for almost nothing. And then his Arbiters came in from a weird angle. I mean, I guess he's just gambling that the science vessels are not in this position, but they were. And then the EMP, pow. Arbiters are like, oh, shrug emoji. And then they flew in and nothing happened. And then Flash just won. He just won. Little counterattack. Doesn't get much done there either. This base is dead. It's 3 upgrades. The upgrades from Flash are just insane. Best upgrades, not the greatest thing I've ever seen in the history of the world or the history of anything. So, wow, Best. Once again, I'm going to put together a compilation one of these days of games where the Protoss has recalled inside the main base of the Terran and then they lose. It is, I feel like it's 90% of the time. Sometimes, sure. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it's a recall that gets some damage done. You kill a couple factories, maybe, right? You cancel some upgrades. Okay, that's good. That'll help you. But in situations like this where you get almost nothing done, it's just not going to work out. The DT stuff was pretty well dealt with. One supply depot died there. Flash is just a master at taking attacks and making them do as little damage as possible to his units and his stuff. Keeps the economy rocking. 69 SCVs. Nice. And just no real damage was done to him today. Best just lost the Nexus here. Had nothing to do to... Just nothing could stop this. Nothing could stop this push. This base was dead. This base was probably dead. This whole corner was dead. It could have been played off. Best has played against Flash enough to know that it probably wasn't happening. If this was another Terran player, I think maybe Best was like, let's see. Let's see if we can play this out. But especially with his Arbiters being turned into just, I don't know, what's observers, basically, except they can't even detect invisible units. They're just useless. They are flying paperweights. The cloak they provide, there are science vessels here. And then the inability to do anything because you have no energy. It's just woof. It's like a bunch of High Templar get EMP'd and then bam, useless. Except at least they can turn into Archons. At least they can turn into Archons that have a lot of HP, shields, and a lot of damage that does splash damage, which is very cool. But Arbiters can't do that. Imagine if 2 Arbiters could fuse and merge into into a bigger flying Archon, right? Does a lot of damage, does splash damage to air units and ground units. That would be cool. Give it like 400 hit points. I think that'd be fair. Anyway, that's a GG. Check out the final score here. 108,000 from Flash. 831. Well, 83,193 from Best. I was like, 831,000 points is a lot. Got out produced by Flash. Got out killed by Flash. Structures raised by Flash. Outspend by Flash. Dude, come on. How do you Nexus first cross spawn against somebody like a Terran player Flash and get outspent by him? How? Well, because Vulture run-bys were good, and because Flash's macro is just that excellent. And I hope that answered your question. Thanks for checking out. Wow. All right. Well, Flash, his record now goes to crazy, crazy high. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty good. And at the end of the day, that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.